Welcome to the bold analysis. The fact that Musalia Mudavadi all of a sudden loses his temper when the question of 30% is demanded from him, and of course told to account for his presence in Kenya Kwanza administration, is a clear testimony that he cannot show what he has for the people. And the earthquake moment really changed the 2022 political trajectory 6 months to that election. And while the Mulembe nation feel that they gave Ruto requisite number of votes, that has not been, they have not seen commensurate support from the administration. And in this podcast, we look at that moment why Mudavadi is getting mad and politically interpret the state of the Western vote. I've just arrived from Western, and I told you, said it in this podcast, mambo si venye watu wanafikiria. And leave alone even these people attending rallies. Leave alone these crowds in rallies. Just go to villages. I like the work because we go to villages. You talk to real people in kwa mashamba, kwa masoko. We talk to people. And huyo mtu wa boda, unampigisha story ya siasa, he tells you a version, you go there, you just understand what exactly is happening. Kindly subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell and like our videos. And thank you very much for supporting this podcast. We do this each and every day because of your support. When you subscribe to this channel, the advantage is whenever we publish a video, you'll be getting notifications. And without much ado, I want us to listen to the Vihiga Deputy Governor who was representing the Vihiga Governor in Sabatia. And he was asking Musalia Mudavadi that just the way Orengo took the MCAs to State House, Mudavadi should also open that door for Vihiga MCAs to engage with the president there.
Nimeona imesemekana ya kwamba wakati Governor Orengo amebeba viongozi kutoka Siaya County kwenda kutembelea ikulu, ametoka huko na mzigo ambayo imejaa maendeleo. Your Excellency, hata sisi governor anauliza ya kwamba ule mlango wa ikulu ambao unasaidia watu waweze kupata lami na maendeleo mengine viwanda, hata sisi umekuwa ukitusaidia. Tunataka tena huo mlango ufunguliwe ili governor aongoze viongozi wa county hii, hata sisi twende tutoke huko na mabilioni ya maendeleo ili tuweze kubadilisha na kuchangia kwa maisha ya watu wetu wa county hii kuendelea mbele.
I need to put this podcast is, we normally go for pragmatic discussions and what really matters. We must appreciate that 2010 Constitution was one of the best documents that we birthed with the 2 levels of government. And sometimes when you even attend funerals at home, when you attend events, and you see MCAs talking about they want to meet the president, and MCAs are praising the MPs, you find there is a breakdown. I don't understand. Our Siaya MCAs went to meet the president. I think I have 6 who are my good friends here in this podcast. I've tried asking, just having peer talk, what is the nexus between the MCA and the president? And they cannot say anything apart from the fact that their air tickets were paid and they even delayed. Hata zilichelewa. They cannot, I asked them, is there anything the president said that needed an input of the county assembly? Any law that probably you're supposed to pass? I remember when the BBA discussion was going on, Uhuru Kenyatta met MCAs because they needed 24 county assemblies to pass that bill before it goes to the National Assembly. I could not see. So the fact that, MCAs and, go to president and MPs begging for development. I said when I was analyzing the Siaya visit, the Siaya MCAs visit, I said, that cannot be how things should be done. That cannot be the kind of, we cannot just be going with begging bowl. And in fact, it is more political than development lobbying. In fact, development should not be lobbying. We have a very elaborate budget making structure with how money should even be given to counties. And so we should never be taking that direction. But then the national government wants it that way. So after this, Osotsi and Agoi were engaged in another exchange, just in the same event, when Agoi is arguing, and I like his argument, and I really buy his argument. He's saying that when ODM is in Nyanza, they are talking about Ruto, they are inside government, and like they support and everything. And he spoke this in the context of that Siaya visit. So he's asking Odinga, and on this I am with him. He's asking Odinga that why is it that when you come to Western, the deputy party leader Osotsi and Sifuna say we are not in government. And then I realized it is actually the truth. The truth of the matter here is that, when they are in government, when they are in Siaya, they're saying, when they're in Siaya, Homa Bay, Kisumu, Migori, we are in government, and they don't want critics from Siaya. And if you criticize from Siaya, let me tell you, Orengo was in that event, and he didn't even talk. He didn't talk about politics. But wakiwa nje, I'm just going to demonstrate to you what Oburu Odinga said. But first, listen to this Agoi. And then Agoi, Osotsi then decided to take the war to Musalia Mudavadi. And that's why Musalia Mudavadi was losing his temper. Listen to this.
Kuja kwa ndugu zetu kutoka Nyanza, ndugu James Erengo, mimi nataka kusema asante sana. Niliona ukiwa kwa runinga, ukienda Statehouse kutetea watu wako. Na ulifanya vizuri kwa sababu niliona ulikuja na kikapu imejaa more than 2.5 billion shillings. Hiyo ndio good leadership. Asante sana, endelea hivyo.
Pigeni kama na makofi.
Lakini nataka kuomba ndugu yangu mzee mwenye ananishika mkono parliament, Baba Oburu, naomba waambie baba, sisi hapa nimekuwa Homa Bay, nimeona viongozi wote wanasema 2027 wako nyuma ya William Samoei Ruto. Lakini mkija hapa kama ODM mnaambia Sifuna aseme sisi tuko opposition. Sasa watu wako wanapotoshwa, hawataki kuitisha president hapa alete maendeleo, kwa sababu wanafikiri watu wako opposition wakipotoshwa na Sifuna na Osozi. Sasa Osozi amekuwa vizuri, ameenda Pemburu, lakini sasa Sifuna tunaomba mfute yeye ama ageuze mwenendo.
Nimesikia bwana Agoi ukiongea hapa vitu, lakini nataka kuambia Agoi, nyinyi mlisaini mkataba ya 30%. ODM hatukusaini mkataba ya anything. So when you come here, you should tell us where 30% is as a region. Hiyo nitakusikiza. Lakini wewe ukikuja hapa ukianza kulaumu ODM is not in government. For heaven's sake, you are in government. Give our people the 30% they were asked that they will be given. Then we listen to you. Jambo la mwisho. Mimi, I want now to speak as ODM because I'm the deputy party leader of ODM. Leo nimeamuka asubuhi, nimeona magazeti ati wanasema ODM has been tamed. Tamed by who? And tamed when? That because Orango has gone to Statehouse to bargain for his people, that now ODM has been tamed. ODM is the party that has stood for Kenyans. We may have changed our tactic from hard tackles to soft tackles, but we are for the people of Kenya.
Now let me tell you, after this, the next speaker was Oburu Odinga. And if you want to know the level of hypocrisy in ODM, Oburu Odinga, who called Orengo names and attacked Orengo because Orengo opposed broad-based, today was in Vihiga and changed tone. He's now saying they are not in government.
To tell my brother, Agoi, please leave us alone. We are not interfering with anything. We have a 10-point agenda. We have come together in a broad-based manner to work with the government, but we are still in the opposition. And we want you, we respect Musalia. Musalia was the chief campaigner for Raila in 2017 elections. In 2017. Umami, am I saying wrong? But whatever brought some disagreements, we are now close. In fact, I was sitting in Sky in China when we were in China recently, and we want to work together for the benefit of our people. Let us work together. Honorable Ososi, let us not leave it to Musalia. Let us also try to bring it together. Whatever that 30% was, let us try to bring it together, because by stressing that we still want that 30%, if it doesn't come, so what? So let us work together and let us move on. Let us move on. 2027, we shall discuss it when we reach there. You don't cross the bridge before you reach the bridge.
You know, he's now saying they are not in government and they're just working for broad-based need for development. If you compare Oburu Odinga's language today in Vihiga and pick any event that the youth leader is speaking in Siaya, Homa Bay or Migori, you can actually see the script. The script is very clear. Listen to Oburu. And this is what some of us have been calling out and have been saying, when you are talking, when you are doing Nyanza, you keep, then the president needs to get worried. Ask himself a very serious question. What is ODM up to? What is ODM up to? When we are in Siaya, we are in government. When we are in Vihiga, we are not in government. We're just working. You know? And then the push was taken to Musalia. After these speeches, I realized something. In fact, Oburu Odinga was talking about the 10-point agenda. The 10-point agenda is the Sifuna narrative. Yes. I believe what Sifuna says, if I pick the way Raila defended him during the burial in Kasipul, that is the party position. But this party position, Sifuna speaks about it. But any other member of the party who speaks on that party position, like Orengo, was called and attacked and diminished and even threatened with an impeachment motion. But now, Oburu is doing it, and I'm going to tell you what ODM is up to. I just want to look at it. I think the truth is, and this one is something that is William Ruto should actually sit down and analyze. If William Ruto is putting Raila, Atandi and the team, that those are going to be his campaign machineries for 2027 elections, then he's in deep slumber. He's in deep slumber. It is very clear. If they cannot support the broad-based when they're outside Nyanza, then it means even themselves, they just know that things are not nice and they just want to eat. So the whole, bromance about we're doing this, we're doing that. And for me, if you ask me, I need to be very honest. The president met MCAs in Siaya. There's a fish pie. Those are the projects. there's 1.5 billion. It was 1 billion and Atande was asking for 1. Okay, the president talked of 1.5 billion for rural electrification. There is a 2 billion for some 4 major markets, and is of course 16 markets in total. And again, the budget and appropriation committee chair Atande was also talking about 7 new roads. We will be myopic as a people to think that those are favors. Those are not favors. You know, those are not personal money. That is not someone's money. Not that President is going to withdraw his money from an accountant. No. That is public money. So you look at the kind of brainwash that even happens. I even see MPs, they go and, you know, build one classroom and put their name, built by, you know, this, Lego, blah, blah, blah. And then people clap thinking, you know, amefanya nini bana? That is your tax. That is your right. And that is why sometimes we mourn the mighty men and women like Otieno Kajwang who would have said, no. You cannot just glorify anything. And let me use a wrong example. You cannot be so vulnerable that you glorify anything. The leaders in our side are not very comfortable with the truth. Let me tell you a bad story. Deborah, that granny we were supporting in Shinyalu, of course I have my 2 girls who are members of my team. So the ones who took her, they're the ones who took her to the hospital. So on Thursday when she was being discharged, she didn't want to leave the hospital. Let me tell you, she didn't want to leave the hospital. Why? She said, hapo hospitali anakula. And not that anakula vizuri. But anasema, at least uko anakula, uko anajifunika vizuri, uko anapata watu wanaongea nao. She even wanted to remain in the hospital. That is the level of, that is how things are bad. And it really pained me. You know, they had to call me, I had to go to talk to her in person. Ambie, shasho sasa rudi tu, mzuri. That's how bad things are. So sometimes even as we say about these things, we must really be very intentional. Now, when you listen to Musalia was very agitated and was attacking the deputy governor about that statement.
Na kuibange kabisa kabisa kabisa. Tujipange kabisa kwa sababu hatuwezi kuja hapa alafu tunalalamika Raila amefanya hii, Orengo amepeleka delegation, nani alifungia wewe mlango? Bwana Deputy Governor, wewe usiseme ati mlango ifunguliwe. Mlango iko wazi. Ni wewe na gavana wako na wengine mujipange vile Orengo alijipanga. Hapana kuja ambia Musalia aende kufungua mlango na mlango iko wazi. Sasa mimi nataka niwaambie, the door is always open. Let us be focused. Let us be focused. Na mimi naambia watu, and this man is a senior counsel, and his good wife, who is the friend of my wife, Betty, a lawyer. The truth of the matter is this. When somebody is impeached, when somebody has been impeached, mangana gege ga kufa. Mumula kutabibandu kusewazi dansi zindi munukandida. Let us be focused. Let us work together. Let us move forward. I even forgot, even Mutula Kilonzo is a lawyer. His father was a personal lawyer.
Musalia Mudavadi, if you ask me, if you compare Musalia Mudavadi and Raila rival, there is a big difference. Because in that cabinet, in that Ruto cabinet, there's been a rumor that the health docket was given to Wetangula. I'm yet to see the docket that is normally attributed to Musalia. And truth be said, the moment he got his docket, his foreign affairs docket, Musalia, and of course he was given a cabinet position so he could not hold a party position. Then he went ahead and folded that party. That was the end of Musalia Mudavadi. That was an irredeemable move without a fallback plan. And if there is a person that must retire with William Ruto, that person will be Musalia Mudavadi. He's made, yes, people make mistakes, have comeback plans, but on this one, if Ruto loses to 2027, he'll go with Musalia. If he goes to 2032, that will be the end of Musalia. He has to operate under Ruto. He doesn't have an alternative away from Ruto's shadow. Now, let me interpret swiftly about this. The double speak by ODM in the Western Wing is going to turn that area to be a swing vote. And that is why the likes of Musalia are actually annoyed. And Agoy is demanding that Sifuna be de-whipped from, or rather be sacked, dismissed from the ODM SG position. Because that confusion is being planted in Western. And let me tell you, ODM might think they're planting that confusion in Western. To their surprise, even the Nyanza vote might swing significantly, especially when Odinga says Ruto Tosha. That vote might swing significantly. Raila Odinga, ODM come from Nyanza is very dishonest. And they realize that Ruto is unpopular. So they only campaign for Ruto and deliver pro-Ruto messages in his presence. But when he's not there, no one is talking about him. Mudavadi popularity decline would actually lock him out in Ruto succession. That was Sabatia, and he has to argue around something is amiss. Thank you.